Hello and welcome back to the student series. Today I am fitting and flattening, or flattening and fitting, the lid on my box. First things first, I've got to check if it's level. It is. I knew that would wind you up. But genuinely, it's just conveniently glued together and it's one side is perfectly flat. Sadly, that's not the side I want to be facing down inside the box. The other side, oh, it's all but perfectly flat as well, so you know. I'm sure it wasn't flat a moment ago, so I've... Wait.
Yeah, it is moving. The other side was.
What? When I flipped it over? Well, I want that side on the bottom.
Oh.
I think.
Okay.
I mean, what side would you go for? Thin side or thick side? To show up?
Depends how much you're going to be cutting off to size it onto the lid.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
So if
No one can hear you from there either.
well, it depends because you're going to be cutting it to that size.
Yeah?
So I guess it depends if you've got enough sapwood left there, which you probably do.
Uh-huh.
That you're not going to be left with a lot of sapwood.
No.
Well, you might be, but I don't know. You might even have, depending on how much length you've got, you might even be able to angle it slightly.
I want to straighten out.
Yeah.
That's making life very challenging.
No, it's not.
But, thing is, I don't know. I quite like the
angle.
angle. If everything else is just like perfectly square,
Yeah.
and then you have this angle through it.
Abstract.
That's what I'm thinking. I feel like after having all that, after liking what that looks like, I don't know if just straightening out afterwards would just be a little bit
Obvious.
obvious. What, but I just straightened it out?
Yeah. I don't know. Up to you. Sorry.
Well, in any case, I think I'm going to go for the slim side, the slim part of the Paduke on the top, which means that the underside is now not flat. It's your workbench. It's where I put it down on the workbench. I have to go to your marble top. Granite. Right, so it would be, I want this on the top, so that's going on the bottom. Negligible. That's the word I would use. Word of the day. Negligible.
It's how much I care about your project.
Well, I presume you wouldn't really worry about this at all then, because it doesn't move. I mean, it might be the tiniest.
No, but you have got a glue line to plane there.
Okay, so I've still got to get rid of that.
Ideally, yeah, just a few skims down the centre to get rid of that. You could sand it, but to be honest, try and plane it because you will. If you sand it, you risk sort of.
Can it smeary?
No, it won't smear it, but you might get like a weird bump there where the sandpaper sort of follows that.
Okay.
That slight step you got. It's better just to do a couple of skims of the plane and see what happens.
Yeah. Is that because the glue is stronger than the wood?
No, it's just that sandpaper tends to follow any lumps and bumps.
Okay.
Whereas a plane is just resting on a definite flat surface. Unless, of course, you wrap the sandpaper around a really, really hard block. But
Plain it is. Cool. Well, because I flipped one piece to face the other, yeah?
yeah.
That means that grain is going one way on one, one way on the other.
Yep.
So one tore out a lot, and one didn't.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
As easy as you thought, is it?
I didn't say it would be easy. God damn it. God damn everything. So why is that not cutting? And the whole thing is a big ass dick. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I am going to create an issue. It's too late. I think I've already made one.
Oh, I think it's good practice for you then, isn't it?
Yes. Trying to get rid of that tear out I made.
It's always just tear out.
It's because it's always my fault, therefore it's really annoying. See, if you caused the tear out, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
It's just tear out. If I cause the tear out, and it's tear out. Yeah. So I've been doing some planing and I've caused it to tear out. Which is frustrating to say the least. I can fix it though because I'm amazing.
Yeah.
However, I reckon my fixing is then going to make the lid wobble. And then in me trying to fix the lid wobbling, I'm going to tear it out again. And I feel like I'm going to be in an endless loop for quite a long time. So prepare for a montage, and the length of it will depend on how long it takes me to fix my problems.
Which problems are they? The box or just life?
If it was life, the video is endless. Oh, it's infuriating because because I made a mistake. Nothing else, nothing more. I made a mistake.
It's okay to make mistakes, Will.
It's not. Don't you say that again. There's so many problems all happening at the same time.
Have you checked it with a plane?
Pardon?
Have you checked it into the bottom of the plane to see if it's flat?
It's not that anymore. It's just more tear out it caused.
Oh. Ah. Yes.
That bit I've been trying to remove for the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I know I'm not getting to it, therefore it must be in a rivet or something. Which then led me to believe that this side was too tall.
Yep.
So then I attempted to remove this, thinking the grain was going that way. When it evidently isn't.
So, this is where, if you're getting tear out like that, this is where we might need to resort to a high angle plane.
Why is that?
See if I can demonstrate it with this pen. So if you're going in with a low angle, and that pen is the grain fibres.
Yep.
I mean, this isn't a low angle plane by any means, but it is low angle compared to a high angle plane.
Okay.
So let's say that. If you're going in at a low angle, that's going to scoop under those fibres, and it's going to start levering them up ahead of the cut.
Right. Okay.
Therefore, that's
it's already
tearing
lifted
them
up.
out.
It's, yeah.
That's tear out.
Yeah.
If you have a high angle plane, it's going to scrape those fibres away, and it literally can't lever them up ahead of the cut.
Right.
Therefore,
Okay.
it cuts at the point of contact, pretty much, or like really close to it.
Yeah.
So a high angle plane, this is mounted at 45 degrees. We can get one that's mounted on a 12-degree bed.
Yeah.
The blade is bevel up, which means
It's even sharper angle of attack.
if you sharpen it to a 50-degree angle, you've got a 62-degree. So it's probably floating around here or something like that. So it's much higher.
Okay. So, my next question is, I guess this was also for like a viewer's point of view. Is this tear out, could that have been avoided using this?
Yes, possibly. If you had it really, really sharp, it might help. And also if you had a back bevel on it, might also help. A back bevel is just another way of increasing the angle.
Right, so
with that particular plane,
sharpness I personally could have prevented. The back bevel I didn't know about, so I can't feel too bad about that.
yeah, there's always something you could do with sharpness which will help that, but it does technically go to a limit.
So then in which case, is it the wood?
Yes.
Okay, so it's this particular type of wood that doesn't like being dealt with in this way.
Yes. Yeah, Paduk is a particularly interlocked grain. I mean, you can see it. You've got sort of a coarse pattern there, and then fine, coarse, fine, coarse. Same on here. It's where the grain's doing that. So you can plane one way, it will go against the fibres and whatever.
So when I was planing it, you can see actually this half of it has gone quite well. That's lovely, the side that I've got to flip round, and that was absolutely fine.
Yep.
It was this side that just all went horribly wrong, and I still believe I was going with the grain. Well, if going with the grain for this one was this way, which led to this, then it would make sense that this was going the other way because it's...
yes.
It was flipped over originally, So, in which case it just happens to be I got fortunate with that one.
But you didn't flip it like that, didn't you? Because this isn't technically a book match.
No, it's not a book match.
Something like, and then flipped it over that way.
Right, okay, there's a flip back on itself, so maybe I've been going against the grain.
Have you tried it all in one way? Yeah.
I'll tell you what I might have done.
What?
I might have tried it all in one way, ended up with some form of tear out on this one, which I think I've got rid of a lot of.
Yeah.
But then I went on to assume that, well, if I've turned it round, now I'm going with the grain on this one, but because of my brain thinking this was going the opposite way, I never thought to check.
Right. Shall we swap to a high angle plane? Give it a go. Because there's no harm in doing that with this timber anyway.
Okay, yeah. Well, is it worth me trying it going with the grain now?
Have a go.
Yeah.
But I feel like you probably will need a high angle.
Okay, well, I'll give it a go now just for the sake of experimenting.
Yeah.
And then maybe it'll be worth just getting a high angle out anyway just to see what it's like. Cool. Thank you. Damn, that cut. And also, tore out more! No! Just all the way along. Again.
You can't do the same thing. If you get tear out, you get flipping tear out.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, mistakes have been made for a third or maybe second time, I can't remember. I was told this was going to be quick and easy.
I think you were about to make it for a fourth time before I stopped you.
I was. Okay, let's go for the high angle.
Okay, that looks to be pretty good there, I reckon.
What? Just that?
It's taking off the high points at the moment. Just be patient with it. Nice. Well, I think you've established that that is cutting now, so you can probably just work on the...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Will it work?
So, what is the first point to call? The unbalanciness or the tear out?
I just test it on the tear out.
Cool.
Let's see it. See what it does.
It's certainly removed it.
Has it?
Well, not all of it.
Starting to, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's,
Cool.
Just trying to find where the high points are that's causing it not to cut.
Have one.
Yep.
So you'll find because the higher angle, it's much more resistance when you cut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's get candle wax.
Ah, that exists.
Good old candle wax.
Have a look at this.
What?
I feel like that area there isn't so great, and this area here is shit.
Okay, so that's probably the interlock grain coming up. And you probably won't get much better than that unless you really sharpen that plane again.
Right.
But that is, you know, it's sort of like it's a very shallow defect what you got there.
Yeah.
As in, like, it looks like it's more kind of colour and it's on the very surface. What I'm saying is you could probably sand that out by this point.
Are you saying that just because you think I might go mental if I try and continue more of it?
No.
Or is that an honest...
Like, you could try and plane it
Yeah.
to get rid of it more.
Yeah.
But the reality is you're going to end up sanding that later anyway.
Okay.
So you might as well just spend a teeny tiny extra bit of time sanding
Yeah.
with 120 grit to get it down, rather than risk potential frustration and tear out with a plane, and also going through the sharpening and everything. Like, that will be okay, I think.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, you don't...
We can't just see anything. It's it's just this.
Right. But yeah, you don't want to rely on sanding to get rid of big bits of tear out like you just had.
Okay.
That's what I want to sort of reiterate to the people watching.
Just... yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So...
try and plane it out if possible. If not, a cabinet scraper would be ideal. But yeah, that's okay. It's okay. You got a tiny bit there. You see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a cabinet scraper jobby because it's such a localised area. Is that a bit? A little bit there. Cabinet scraper
Tiny
will do
little bit.
that. Obviously, a cabinet scraper, you can bend it. And it'll, yeah.
How much does that care about grain?
Not at all.
Not
It's a
at all.
scraper. That's exactly what you've created here, because it's cutting like that. It's pushing the fibres out of the way.
Okay.
Arguably at an even more steeper angle.
So should I try with the cabinet scraper now?
I reckon do it later.
Do it later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thing is with stuff like this is if you scrape it and sand it now, throughout the rest of the project when you're handling it, you're going to get grubby finger marks all over it, and it's just you're going to need to resand it anyway.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, just leave it till the very end. You do your sanding, sorted.
Cool. It's a particularly artsy sort of shot. Just going. It's literally just hands and a conversation.
Yeah, that'll do.
I do. Okay.
Cool.
Although I haven't checked if it's still balanced after doing that again. Yeah, you better walk away. I'm about to go off.
Well,
Not quite, no. Right, it's another day. I'm a little less stressed-ish, and I believe the base of this is now level, thankfully, and it also has minimal tear out, and if it's anything, it's probably going to be sanded out later, or I'm going to be cutting around it because that's not a part of the lid I'm going to be using later. Matt, I hate you! I'm doing my thing! Anyways, let's get to it. Just realised I didn't say what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be thicknessing the top bit compared to the bottom bit using the marking gauge like in Matt's video.
Oh. You've got to angle it forward quite a lot because I've done it at a stupid angle on this.
Oh, blimey. Holy crap. So, and it doesn't matter which direction you go?
No.
And then that's the lip?
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah. And then it's...
Try and bend it. It's quite a stiff one. I don't know where my other one is.
Is it that way around to go forwards?
Yeah.
Like that?
Angle it forward a bit more.
Oh, yeah. Bloody hell, it works miracles.
Yeah.
Look at that. These things. Yay! So that took me an absolute age. Absolute age to get that done. Yeah, one of the things I did, which Matt didn't do, was when I was planing the edges, before I got to the centre part, I planed them really shallowly, so I ended up with a sort of chamfer more than anything else. and that was quite difficult to end up getting the plane down to throughout the middle, if that makes sense. But now I'm nowhere near finished still, because I've actually got to get it cut to size so it actually fits in the box. So there was me just happily shooting boarding away, and I remembered, well, Matt had suggested previously that I make that line straight on the box. What's the point of making one edge completely flat if I'm just going to cut it off in a moment? Take two.
Rob has completed this part. Congratulations, it looks very good. How did you find it?
Oh, stress, pure stress.
I didn't mean to do that.
It's alright, I'll take it. But
That's fair, that.
to be fair,
Bit of garnish.
there's a thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, it probably shouldn't have taken as long as it did, but I had a lot of issues with tear out and then planing it down, thicknessing it just by hand seemed to take forever and a day.
Yeah.
That bit wasn't particularly difficult, I guess. It was just continuous work, and I've had a headache for the entire time, so it hasn't worked too well. I have made it a little bit tight.
There? Okay, let's have a look. That's all right.
Yeah?
Yeah, so one thing I didn't say in the videos is it's all right to sort of have it this tight at this stage. You know, that is coming off pretty easily. There's a little bit that's catching at the back. But realistically, you're going to sand that end grain, so you're going to lose a bit of width on that. So yeah, you'll be all right with that. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. If worst comes to worst, you can do another skim with a shooting plane. Then there you go.
Yeah.
But that looks pretty accurate.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's very slightly too narrow. Very slightly,
Yeah.
which has annoyed me.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't think about sanding.
Yeah.
I could have done, and I would have been fine.
Yeah. So it goes that way. What if it fits? Does it fit the other way? Okay, fits quite well there. Yeah. No, to be fair, mine ended up a little bit narrow as well, but
Did it really?
You're going to be planing down that and sanding these edges.
Oh, that bit, yeah.
So you have got a little bit of leeway with it.
I mean, it's the tiniest. It's probably less than half a mil on either side. It's
yeah,
just enough to
absolutely.
wind me up.
Yeah, you could just about feel it, but you can't see it
Yeah.
at all. So, no, very good. And I think, I don't know, that has grown on me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wasn't too sure to start with.
Good.
But
Good. I quite like the fact that you sort of got the same matching colours as, almost as the plywood underneath. Like
Yes.
there's an element of that going on.
it is actually, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any pointers you give to people?
Always sharpen your plane. Every time I've used the plane, that's always the same pointer.
That's the only reason I asked that question.
I know. I think that was literally the only thing there. Yeah, just be patient.
Sharp plane. If you're getting a bit of tear out and you're using exotic timbers, consider going to a higher angle plane. I have done a video on how to reduce tear out using a hand plane. There will be a link to that below if you're interested. It's also earlier in the school as well.
Oh.
So there we go.
Well, I didn't watch it.
Well, that's just rude, isn't it? That's just
It is. It is. But the cabinet scraper fixed all my issues, so I didn't need to watch it.
It did. There is also a video on how to sharpen a cabinet scraper. Did you watch that one?
I didn't need to sharpen it.
Oh, I suppose so. Well, on that, we will end the video there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. You're now ready to move on to the next lesson, which you can do so by clicking the link below. And if you haven't already, please press the subscribe button by pressing the button to the left-hand side of the video.
Over there.
See you in the next one.
See you then.